Do you want to know how you can make $1,000 in just 1 week time? In today's video, I'll be showing you 5 steps how to prepare your mindset to make it happen. Let's get into it. Hey, what's up you guys? Lucas here from excelwealth.com. Now, good that you joined in today because in today's video, we will be going through the 5 mindset steps that a person needs to go through if you want to be able to make that $1,000 in a week time. Now, this video is a 2-part series, and in which this part, of course, today that you'll be watching is about the mindset, to prepare your mindset to be able to make that $1,000 in a week time. This is a very important video because if you don't watch this video yet, you can of course check out the video on how to make that $1,000 in 1 week time. You can just click on the pop-up button here or in the link down below in the description. You can click on it right away, you can check it out. You can skip this video of course as well. But if you haven't watched this episode yet, most likely you won't be able to make that $1,000 in 1 week time. This is why we've created this video, to help your mindset prepare you to make that $1,000 in a week. If you haven't watched this episode yet, it will be very hard to make that $1,000 in a week if you are not used to it. It's like a mindset shift. It's really important that you need to make the mindset shift. If you're able to make that mindset shift, all of a sudden making $1,000 in a week time isn't that hard anymore. This is why it's so important to watch this mindset movie first. Now, mindset number 1 is of course believing in yourself. Now that sounds like, you gotta believe in yourself. Well, it's of course like that, like in all Disney movies. But the thing is, if you don't believe in yourself that you cannot make that $1,000 in a week, then the whole idea is not going to work. It's not going to work out if you don't believe in yourself right now. Yeah, you kind of die. You got to believe in yourself. If you don't believe that you are worth $1,000 in 1 week, if you don't believe that, then this whole idea, then applying all the tips later on in this video, of course, is not going to work out. It's not going to work out if you don't believe in yourself that you can make it work. If you don't believe in that, then, why are we watching this? Like at all. Like at all. So this is why you have to start in, hey, I believe that I can make $1,000 in a week and I am worth it. Because if you don't believe that you are worth $1,000 in a week, then yes, it's never gonna happen. Mindset number 2, understand your why. Why do you want to do this? Why does it need to happen? Why does it need to happen to you? Now think about this. You tell me why you need to be the one making $1,000 a week. If you don't have a why, if your reason for making that amount of money is not clear, I'll tell you this. What happens is you'll be just wandering around slightly and thinking, maybe this is a good idea, maybe it's not a good idea. This is what happens all the time to so many people, what I see around. I'll tell you this, I'm a university professor. I see so many students every year again. Now the cool part is, there are students who are very ambitious, who make it happen, and who many people think of and envy and think, wow, I wish I would be like that. But yeah, you know why? They have a very clear why. Now, if your why is not clear, then what happens here, of course, is you'll be the one of those many people are just wandering around and saying, yeah, I'll be nagging about this and I'll be nagging about that, and I got a lot of work to do. Those people who have a very clear why, just go towards their goal and make it happen. And this is why it's so important to have your why clear. If you have the feeling like, hey, I don't know what my why is, you can just leave a comment down below and I'll help you personally out. Doesn't cost you anything, but it will help you out in your why. So if you like it, of course, be sure to put a comment down below. And of course, if you like the video, always just give me a like. That's always good for the video. Now, mindset number 3 is learning to free up time. Now, this is the interesting part. Every time I ask one of my students or one of my own clients, like, hey, how about fill in the blank? And every time when that comes up, it's always like, yeah, but Lucas, I'm too busy, or I don't have the time for it, or I don't know how to schedule it somewhere in my whole calendar. If you want to make that $1,000 in a week, you have to really change your mindset. You really have to think, when do we have time? You really have to think, how do I make up the time? If you don't think about the how, it's never going to happen. Now, everybody has the same 168 hours in a week. So that means we've got the same amount of time. But how you handle your time is the next thing. Because if you don't know how to free up your time, if you don't know how you spend your time, what happens is you don't know what happened. You're that one person that is always like, I'm always the victim of time. It happens to me. Yeah, I get it. Because you never think about your own time. What happens with your time? How do you schedule your time? And how effective are you with your time? There is a law called Parkinson's Law. It says if you get a task to finish in a month, what happens is you'll finish the task in a month. But if that same task and you only get 2 weeks time, all of a sudden you'll get it done in 2 weeks time. Parkinson's Law describes if you get more time to finish a task, you'll get it done in that amount of time. If you get less time, you'll get it done in less time. So what you need to understand is you need to be able to free up time, make time to make it happen. Now, if you want to have that $1,000 in a week, well, why not just start with 5 hours a week? And 5 hours goes to 10 hours, and 10 hours goes to 20 hours. The moment you can free up 20 hours in a week, making $1,000 isn't that much anymore. All of a sudden, if you have that 20 hours, all of a sudden making that $1,000 is only $50 an hour. And there you have it. 20 hours extra, having $1,000 extra. If you can make it happen, this means that you have to think about the how. How do I free up my time? How do you actually use your time? Do you actually sleep like 8 hours a day? And how do you use your time around it? The moment you wake up, well, how is your whole schedule? So how's your morning ritual? Do you take a lot of time getting ready in the morning? Well, think about it. Be more effective so that you can free up time and use the time to work toward your goals. Take a look at your why. Mindset number 4. The moment you already know that you believe in yourself, the moment you have your why clear, the moment you have freed up your time, that's the next step. The next step in your mindset is the path to your $1,000. Is if you can free up 20 hours in a week and you want to have that $1,000, well, like I said, the path to your $1,000 is like $50 per hour. But hey, let's just pretend that you only make $4 per hour. That means you have to input 250 hours to make it happen. Well, if that's the way, then that's the way. But you also have to think about this. Believe in yourself that you are worth that $1,000. In the end, what you always want to do, why are you not valued more per hour? So if you're valued at $50 per hour, you only have to put in 20 hours to achieve that $1,000. So this is important. Create your path to $1,000. So what you need to do is you need to become an expert in your field. You know, if you're only paid $4 an hour, then yeah, I get it. So of course, like I said, so what you need to do is you need to make your calculations. How do you make that $1,000 in 1 week time with the time that you have? So this is very important. So the path to your $1,000 needs to be calculated back. You need to analyze the situation. Otherwise, you'll just be wandering around like all those people who have no clear whys. This is why it's so important that you need to think about your path to your $1,000, because you are the one who knows your skills. You are the one who knows yourself the best. Well, actually, your mom does most likely, but you do as well. You should know that as well. You should know why you are so valuable. Mindset number 5 is, of course, you need to be solving a burning problem. The moment you can solve a burning problem, all of a sudden people are willing to pay more for your services. Like you have a plumber. The moment your toilet breaks down and all the water is going everywhere in your home, well, I'll tell you this, if you can get a plumber on the phone, most likely you'll tell this plumber, come now and fix this problem. I don't care if it's in the afternoon or 3 a.m. in the morning, but you want to have this problem solved, and it needs to be solved now, even if the price is high. The moment you can solve a problem for somebody else at this very moment, people are willing to pay extra. And this is how you can make that $1,000 in 1 week. I'll tell you this. Now, I have a front yard and I have a backyard. Now, my front yard was a mess. A couple of years ago, it was a mess. And every time my wife said to me, honey, you gotta fix the yard. You gotta do the yard. And every time she talked about it, I was like, yeah, I know I gotta do this, and I gotta put in several hours to fix it. but I'll do it later. And later never came. But somebody else just came to my home, just rang the doorbell and said, hey, I just saw your front yard and I saw it was kind of mess. If you want to, I could just fix up your front yard. I could just clean up all the mess there and just make it nice again for you. Now, I don't really have the skills or anything, but I can fix up the problem. Now, to me, that was very simple. And I was like, you know what? How much would you charge for it? He said, like, you know what? If you give me $100 a day, I'll just get it done in maybe 2 or maybe 3 days. And I was like, you know what? It's actually a great idea. And I just let him do it. He created the opportunity to solve my problem for me because, I had a mess in the front yard. And he was like 2 or 3 days busy, and I think it was like 2.5 days. And even he got lunch for me, and I gave him drinks and everything. So I even served him while he was fixing up my front yard. And the cool part was, after 2.5 days, he was already done. And he said, Lucas, it's okay, you can give me $250. And I said, you know what? You did a great job, and I love what you did. It looks neat right now. You solved the problem that I had. So you know what? I'll give you $300. And all of a sudden, like he said, hey, I made $50 extra just because you're a nice guy and just because we made a deal here. And this is how you can get stuff done. All of a sudden, the moment you solve a problem for somebody else, and sometimes there are already problems but you don't see them yet. The moment you solve this problem for somebody else, people are willing to pay you extra. And these are the 5 mindset tips that you really need to keep in mind if you want to make that $1,000 in a week time. The first one is believe in yourself that you, of course, are worth that $1,000 in a week. You need to have your why very clear. If your why is not very clear, then you'll just be wondering. And this is why I'm telling you, just hit that like button if you like the video up till now. And of course, number 3 is, of course, learn to free up time. If you don't know how to learn to free up time, you'll always be nagging that there is not enough time. And mindset number 4 is, of course, analyze your situation. How do you get to your $1,000 in 1 week? Create that path to that amount. That's the first thing that you need to do. And of course, mindset number 5 is solve a person's burning problem. Because if you can't solve that problem for somebody else, and it doesn't have to be the hardest one, if you can't solve that problem, then nobody's willing to pay for your service. So thank you very much for watching today's video. If you liked the video, of course, be sure to hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, be sure to hit that subscribe button because that's the way how we grow our community. And of course, if you want to be notified every time a new video comes out, be sure to hit that notification bell as well. And if you want to have the 4 tips on how to make that $1,000, be sure to check out the other video as well. Now you're ready to make that $1,000 happen in 1 week time. Go check out the other video. I'll see you there. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video. Happy investing. Bye-bye.